What's up guys, welcome back for another YgoPro duel video. Salamangreat, they have gotten much more support ever since I last playtested them. That was like with the first wave of support, and back then we only had, I think the name is Foxy, and a couple of other cards as well. But not that fantastic. I think no Salamangreat spells and traps back then, or maybe one. But now the deck packs everything. The deck has everything at its disposal. It's hard to combine, or at least it's hard to see which deck it resembles with. Like it's maybe Infinities, I guess. It has like an Armageddon Knight. It has a Soul Charge built-in card, a themed Salamangreat card, multiple link summons that surge, that add back from your graveyard. I mean, the deck packs everything. They have their own negation cards, they have their own ROTA, their own Soul Charge. I mean, it's unbelievable, ridiculous how consistent this deck is, and that's we see in the OCG, and they are still lacking up a couple of cards like the Soul Charge. Not sure about the correct name, but it's a continuous spell, right? And the fact that this deck has built-in resource management, as in getting back cards from your graveyard, send cards back from your extra, or at least from your graveyard, back to your extra deck or back to your deck, makes this deck, I believe, definitely one of the upcoming tier 1 decks in a TCG, definitely. Anyway, so as you saw here in the main deck, a lot of hand traps, right? Triple Effect Failure, triple Impermanence, triple Ash Blossom. Let's not forget that the OCG also plays triple Maxi in the main deck, and maybe one of Ghost Bell, since DD Crow is especially very important in the mirror match, for example. I mean, you're heavily reliant on your graveyard effects, so a well-timed DD Crow can stop your plays. The deck isn't really that hard to play. There are some very generic or standard opening combos, and they all feature or focus on your Gazelle. Your Gazelle is the Armageddon Knight. It also has a built-in special summon effect. Like, imagine if Armageddon Knight could special summon itself to the field, like from your hand. With some very easy restriction, that is. I mean, any Salamangreat needs to be sent from your field to the graveyard, or needs to be sent to the graveyard in general, for it to be special summoned. It's mind-blowing that this deck has so many, like, derp cards, as in a searchable Infernity Barrier, an Infernity Break, right? It's insane. The level 3, what is it called? You know which one I mean. I discard, gains 500, and has special summon itself from the graveyard, basically boosting up rank 3 Exceed or Link plays. But you preferably you want to keep that for going for your rank 3 Exceed, your Stallion, I believe the name is. You know, special summon something from the deck by detaching. And this is, I think, the better, or one of the better opening combos you can do with the deck, and that's ending with your Link 2 Link monster that was, you know, special summoned with a field spell effect of getting the search and, you know, additional effects, and ending Bakushka as well. Bakushka, very important in a mirror match. Let's say, you know, it's potentially stopping opponents' monsters effects as well. Can be very important against other decks as well. It isn't that strong against something like Sky Strikers. They can easily play around the Bakushka, but against other decks like Warrior Toolbox, as you see here, that can be important. Then again, they still can upgrade to something like Boral Sword, but that's fine, since their Link 1 monster has like a great effect, and their Link 1 is super easy to get on the field, and by far super easy to get in the graveyard to get the protection effect by banishing itself from the graveyard. The Soul Charge, of course, is indirectly, or at least you can search it indirectly with your Link 2 monster, you know, once per turn when it's like Link summoned with a field spell, and then, you know, it states for all the next turns after that, you can get back a Salamangreat spell or trap from your graveyard. So recycling your Soul Charge, your Reinforcement of the Army, your Infernity Break, your Infernity Barrier, that's how ridiculous that is, right? Anyway, so going first, going second, you will see, I believe the next duels will be going second. Again, basically the same combos, right? But depending on how you want to end, I believe yeah, the Roar. Roar is the Infernity Barrier, has the great effect that as soon as you link summon using the field spell, and that is, you know, using a link 2 on the field for another link 2 summon, you can take your Roar, your Infernity Barrier, and directly set it. It's banished after that, so, well, it can be important, but it's basically a free plus, right? Anyway, using a circle here, circle is a themed Rota, searching out Foxy. Foxy is like the pot of duality from the deck, but only gets the effect when normal summoned, so that's something to keep in mind. He had the perfect comeback here, using Twin Twister as well, but again, I thought I was in a good position with Gazelle and Foxy in hand, but he drops Bakushka on his own, and if it wasn't for yeah, impermanence here. Not really sure if I would have gotten this one. Maybe some extra link summons. Yeah, that might have been the case. Not really sure if I had the option to go for Boral Sword or something like that. But, you know, to get myself out of the Bakushka lock. But, yeah, impermanence, that's why this card is at 3 here in the main deck. So Stallion, as soon as you use Stallion's effect, the rank 3 exceed, you can only activate monsters' effects for the turn, which are fire. So from now on, I can't use Boreload or Boral Sword, for example, right? Anyway, not really sure if this was a correct play, but, you know, I believe it's Wolf. Yeah, Wolf has the ability to recycle hand traps as an Ash Blossom, a fire monster, right? When any monster is special summoned to the zones where your Wolf, your link to, is pointing towards to. So it's very easy to recycle your, let's say, your Armageddon Knight-like card or an Ash Blossom that you just used. So that's basically the key combo, or the main go-to combos of the deck, is you go for you know, your Armageddon Knight as soon as possible, right? Get her or get him as soon as possible to the hand, and then use your special summons, your recycling effects as soon as possible. So Gazelle is the Armageddon Knight, and what is it called? The Lady Debugger currently is at 2. Simple explanation, because it's a Stratos, of course, but simple explanation is that she also needs your normal summon, and not really sure if I want to main deck 3 copies of Debugger as well. Here I didn't use, what is it called, one of the 2 Zephyr, yeah, Falco. I mean, it's insane that this deck has 2 Zephyros, Blackwing Zephyros, themed Blackwing Zephyros, but it's mind-blowing that Zephyros is once per duel, while both these cards, both your, what are their names, you have Falco that's here on the field, which also has beneficial effects of getting like a spell or trap from your graveyard back to the hand or set it right. And then the other one, your Jaguar, also is very similar to Zephyros, and those are once per turn. And then, of course, much better than Zephyros, so it's quite insane. And Konami definitely knows how to make a deck good, right? Anyway, so going for the Link 1 again, making sure that you at any time at least have one Link 1 Salamangreat in your graveyard. It's basically like a Return of the Dragon Lords, protects your Salamangreats from destruction. Using the Soul Charge, targeting a Link monster that was, you know, Link summoned using the field spell, targeting the Link 2 so I can reborn 2 Link monsters. And I think this was a duel I made a small mistake by, yeah indeed, by searching the, what's it called, the Jaguar earlier instead of special summoning to the field, since, you know, Jaguar also has that recycle effect of sending back something from your graveyard back to the extra deck or main deck to special summon itself. And I needed that to get another Link 2 in my extra deck, since you definitely need those at 3 in your extra deck, because you're going to your extra deck and your key combos or the key cards very fast, so maximizing your key cards is very important. Going second again this time. Using, I mean, if you're opening with Circle, it's so ridiculous. Imagine a reinforcement of the army that can be recycled turn by turn, every turn, and even during your opponent's turn, thanks to Falco. Again, very, very insane, right? What is it called? It's not Fennec, right? It's Gazelle, indeed. Gazelle here getting the Armageddon Knight effect, having a Soul Charge access of reborning 2 cards, most importantly by triggering Wolf. Wolf getting back the Ash Blossom I just used, and you know Heat Leo has the effect that as soon as it's summoned you can bounce back spell and traps from your opponent, so just leave your opponent crippled since he knows that I have the Ash Blossom and that one other negation as well. So it's insane, guys. This deck is so consistent, but you know it's still missing some power. I think it's definitely one of the most consistent decks in the current format, or OCG format of course, but I believe we can expect more Salamangreat support, but still it's definitely a very strong deck. The card you see here in the extra deck, well, in the side deck, it's not really like a real side deck, but they might be options for the main deck as well. Maybe some extra roar, the Infernity Barrier, the level 8 one which can negate card effects, it might be okay. Then Mole might also be good. Mirror, not really sure about that. The Fusion can be good if you're main decking or side decking your Super Polarization or the Fusion card, but the Fusion is not here in the main deck, but you know, mirror matches that can be important eventually. And the other one, what is it called? Raccoon. Raccoon can be important. It's very similar to Honest, so it works from the hand as well. So definitely, like always, feel free to leave your suggestions. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching and feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.